My beloved daughter, I heard your sigh even before you opened your eyes this morning. I saw your worry about the days that are passing and the time that seems to slip through your fingers. Today, I have not come merely to comfort you. I have come to train you. I have come to give you the pen so that under my direction you may write the most beautiful chapters of 2026. Do you feel the weight of the silence in your room now? I saw when you took a deep breath and closed your eyes, trying to understand where time is running to. You looked at the months that have already passed in this year of 2026, and a quick thought crossed your mind. Is there still time? I stopped what I was doing on the throne to look you in the eyes and tell you that what you do now, in this very moment of silence, will define the rest of your 2026. This is not just another message that crossed your path. This is the life mentorship you secretly asked for while washing the dishes or when the weariness in your eyes weighed more than usual. I know you've already tried everything, that you've heard too many voices telling you what to do, but now it's my voice that echoes. You are in the right place, at the exact moment when your story of 2026 changes direction. I will show you how the seeds you hold in your hand today are the fruits you will harvest before December arrives. There is something I have prepared to reveal to you by the end of this conversation, an answer that will calm your heart, and a direction so clear that you will no longer have doubts about the next step. But I need you to stay with me in silence and attention, because every word here was designed for your tomorrow. If my voice is finding a place in your heart now, tell me who you are. Write your name below, from which corner of this world you hear me, and what time does the clock on your wall show. And if you feel that this encounter was ordained by heaven, let your heart cry out in the comments like a sincere plea. Lord my God, I am here. I signed up because I love you and want to hear you. I saw the mark of your tears on the pillow last night. I saw the slight tremor in your fingers as you held your cell phone, searching for a light, for a sign. Time is a trace, beloved daughter. It doesn't return, but it obeys those who know how to plant. You have lived as if you were only reacting to problems, like someone trying to put out a fire with a glass of water. But I called you to govern. The weight of now is real because now is the only pen that writes your future. Did you know that even your silent renunciations are being counted by me? For it is written in Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." What you didn't understand yesterday, I reveal to you today. Your time of being dragged along by circumstances is over. I am giving you a new vision of the remaining days of this year. But I haven't yet shown you everything your hands are holding without realizing it. Do you feel your heart race when you think about what is still to come? Right here, I accept your rule. But there is still something about these seeds that you think are just ashes. Look at your hands now. Perhaps you see them only as tired hands, marked by time or by work that no one appreciated. Perhaps looking at them, you feel an emptiness, as if the years have taken away your best opportunities. But I, who formed every detail of your being in your mother's womb, see something you haven't yet perceived. You carry seeds, seeds of destiny that I myself planted there while you cried in that dark corner of your room, thinking you were alone. Remember that morning, a few weeks ago, when the kitchen floor felt colder than usual? You were there, silent, feeling like the sky was made of bronze, and that your prayers bounced off the ceiling and back. The weight of the silence in the house was so great that it hurt your ears. At that moment you thought it was the end of a cycle, but I was only preparing the soil. What you call wasted time, or emptiness, I call space for the new. The problem, my daughter, is that you have confused seeds with ashes. You look at your past mistakes and see them as something dead. But I am the one who makes life sprout from what has been burned. For the remainder of 2026 to be the harvest you so desire, you need to identify what you have in your hands today. A seed doesn't look like a tree. It looks like a small stone, lifeless and colorless. So are your small daily decisions, the habit of kneeling before turning on the television, the no you say to that conversation that only brings you bitterness, the care for your mind amidst the chaos. You have wasted precious seeds trying to plant in the desert of others, while your own garden is crying out for attention. For it is written in my word in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 10, "Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. Understand this. I don't give you the finished tree, I give you the seed. The tree is the result of your constancy with me. If you want to change your December, you need to change your now. You need to stop looking at what's missing and start honoring what I've already placed in your hands. I see your effort to maintain faith when everything around you tells you to give up. I see when you swallow your tears so as not to worry those who depend on you. All of these are seeds, but there's a specific seed you've been keeping hidden out of fear, and your future depends on it. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? That project, that forgiveness, that change of attitude you've been postponing since the beginning of the year. If this truth is shaking the dust from your soul, leave this sign that you are paying attention. Touch the heart that shines below this video if you feel I'm speaking directly to you. If you know someone who is living on autopilot, send this message as an act of spiritual help. Sometimes, the seed missing in someone's life is your courage to reach out. Tell me here, from the depths of your sincerity, what do you feel you've wasted by not believing it was important? Write in the comments our word for today, sealing the commitment to your planting. My fruits. But I'm not finished yet. There is a secret about the soil you are treading on that can change everything you think about prosperity. And I will reveal it to you now. My daughter, as you look at the seeds I have placed in your hands, understand that planting is not an act of loss, but of extreme trust in the one who makes the rain fall at the right time. There is a sacred movement that occurs in heaven when an overflowing heart decides to honor the soil where its soul has been nourished and strengthened. I have seen how these messages have been your refuge in the lonely dawns and your compass in the midst of the fog of this year 2026. Therefore, I want to speak to you about the seed of gratitude, the one that breaks the limits of the impossible. If it is possible for you, only if you feel the gentle touch of my spirit now, transform your gratitude into a seed of love through this channel that is my voice on earth. Consider the immense love that I and my son Jesus have for you, and contribute using the link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your offering of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things, He who sustains the universe with the power of my word. You can contribute any amount your heart desires. If your inner self asks for a different amount, simply type it in with complete freedom and peace. Always remember, only what fits in your heart has real value before my throne of glory. I receive each gesture with profound love, because the material value doesn't matter. What matters is the sincerity with which you give. What is little to you can be a lot to keep this work alive, reaching other suffering lives that, like you, desperately need hope. Those who contribute any amount with a peaceful heart, please remember to write your name and city along with your contribution. On the first day of the following month, I will prepare a unique and special moment on our Divine Love channel, the Voice of God. Your name will be mentioned in gratitude and covered by divine blessings released in a prayer of prophetic authority. For it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 9, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing." Every offering made in faith is a precious seed before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit. I see the secret of your sacrifice and reward you in the sight of all. Stay until the end of this message, for what I will reveal to you next is the key to the discipline that will shape your victory. If this call touched your soul, leave your sign of affection on this video and subscribe so that my voice will never be silenced for you. Share this light with those who wander in darkness. Tell me, what have you offered me lately? Write in the comments your declaration of today, offering of love. But there is still something about your behavior in secret that I need to adjust. You think that the great victories of 2026 will be won on stages, under bright lights or in moments of great fanfare, don't you? But I, who feel the beating of your heart, even when it's quickened by fear, tell you, your victory is being shaped now in the darkness of your room. In the silence of that prayer you couldn't finish, because tears choked your voice. The discipline that will save the rest of your year is not a heavy burden. It's the invisible bridge between your pain today and your feast tomorrow. I see you when the alarm clock rings and your body feels like it weighs a ton. I see the effort you make to get out of bed, put your feet on the cold floor, and face a house that sometimes seems empty of meaning, even when full of people. That small decision not to give in to discouragement, to wash your face and say, "Today I will walk with Him," is the invisible discipline that I so honor. You think no one sees your weariness, that no one notices you're exhausted from being everyone's pillar, while your own world seems to tremble. But I see. And it is in this secret that your future is being sealed. 2026 will not be a year of luck. It will be a year of alignment. You need to understand that your choices in secret determine how you will shine in public. If you don't govern your first 10 minutes of the day with me, the world will govern the rest of your 24 hours. What do you do when no one is watching? When the door closes and you are alone with your thoughts? That's where I want to work. That's where I am cleaning the wounds that people have opened in you and giving you new armor. For it is written in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 6, verse 6, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." This is my promise for your 2026. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to shout to be heard by me. Your disciplined silence speaks louder at the throne than 1,000 empty words. I am calling you to a new order. Stop wasting your energy trying to fix what only I can restore. Focus on what I have placed under your control, your mind, your time, and your commitment. If you are faithful in the little things of your day, in the secret of your routine, I will place you over much before this year ends. I am adjusting your vision so that you realize that every no you say to distraction is a yes you say to your miracle. If this direction is bringing order to the chaos of your mind, show me that you understand the value of your secret. Like this message if you feel it is the plumb line you were missing on your wall. If you feel this channel has been your companion in the most difficult times, share this video with that friend who also feels lost in time. Be the voice that awakens her. Tell me in the silence of your soul, what have you done for yourself and for me when the lights go out? Write your motto in the comments. Consistency. But listen carefully. I've prepared something to help you keep that fire burning every day, something I wrote specifically with your need for companionship in mind. Daughter, the discipline I showed you a moment ago doesn't need to be a burden carried in absolute solitude. I see how you sometimes lose your breath, trying to keep up with the rhythm of the days and the sanity of your mind amidst so many voices. On those early mornings when the cold seems to silently seep through the cracks in the window and the weight of the silence in your room makes you feel small, you need a guide, a daily remedy so that your soul doesn't falter before the harvest. Therefore, if your heart desires to delve even deeper into my presence and transform this secret of yours into a blooming garden, I have prepared something special for you. It is a gift in the form of a journey that I wrote with all my love and affection for each of my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was designed to be your constant companion, to be the whisper of my promises in your ear day after day, with each new dawn of this year 2026. You can find access to this journey of intimacy in the link I left in the description of this video and also in the first pinned comment. And listen carefully to what I tell you. If today you feel that it is not the right time, or if for some reason it is not possible for you, do not allow condemnation or sadness to reach your heart. Remain here with me, for my voice will continue to sustain you through this message and my invisible embrace. I want your heart to rest and for there to be no confusion in your mind about how to receive this help. As soon as you complete your registration, all instructions and access will arrive directly at the email address you registered. Everything explained step by step so that you can begin our private journey with clarity and peace. For it is written, "The Lord's mercies are the reason we are not consumed, for his compassions never end. They are new every morning." Lamentations 3:22-23. This devotional is a record of these mercies for your weary days. Now, take a deep breath, feel my peace invade this place where you are, and prepare your spirit, because what I have to reveal to you now about what you need to let go of to move forward is what will finally unlock your tomorrow. If you feel that this care comes from above, leave your sign of gratitude and join this family of faith by subscribing to our channel. Share this balm with someone whose soul is wounded. Tell me, in the depths of your night, what your soul most desires to hear from me. Write your answer of faith in the comments, my guide. But listen, to carry the weight of the new glory I have prepared, you need to leave something on the ground. And I will tell you what it is now. Daughter, there is a weariness that is not of the body, but of the soul that insists on carrying what has already died. You are trying to walk through the doors I opened for the remainder of 2026, but your hands are too busy holding suitcases that have become heavy, dusty, and full of sorrows that no longer belong to you. I see the tension in your shoulders and the pain at the base of your neck when you lie down at night. It's not just the weight of the day, it's the weight of the years you refuse to let go of. Do you remember that afternoon a few weeks ago, when you looked at the corner of your room or the bottom of that drawer and felt an inexplicable anguish? You touched an object, or perhaps you read an old message on your phone, and the smell of the past invaded your room like suffocating smoke. I saw your chest tighten, and you felt that no matter how far you walk, something seems to pull you back with the force of an invisible current. You hold on to words spoken to you 10 years ago as if they were eternal truths, while you leave my promises tucked away on the shelf of maybe someday. To bear the weight of the new glory I have prepared for the coming months, you need to leave the old behind. You cannot wear the festive robes of 2026 over the dirty rags of yesterday's disappointment. There are people who have already left your life, but whom you still keep alive in your mental conversations before sleep. There are guilts that I have already forgiven the moment you repented, but which you insist on carrying like a trophy of pain. Listen to my voice. What doesn't fit into your future shouldn't occupy space in your present. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth, shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Understand, my little one, that the desert you crossed served to train you, not to be your dwelling place. If you continue looking in the rearview mirror, you will end up crashing the car of your life. I am placing a new path before you, but you need to have your hands free to hold my hand. What I have to give you from today until December requires you to have the courage to be light. Abandon the fear of being alone. Abandon the need for approval from those who never truly loved you. And abandon the illusion that you can control what has already passed. If you feel that your heart needs this relief now, let your sign of surrender be given. Enjoy this message as an act of letting go of burdens. If you know someone who lives imprisoned by yesterday, share this liberation. Be the instrument that cuts the chains of another soul. Subscribe to this channel if you want my voice to continue being your guiding light. Tell me, with all your honesty, what are you still carrying that makes you walk so slowly? Write in the comments your decision for today. I let go, but prepare your heart. Because once your hands are empty, I will teach you to take control of every hour of your day, like someone who truly knows their destiny. Have you noticed how the ticking of the clock on your kitchen wall seems to take on a different weight when your mind is full of worries? I see you, daughter, sitting at the table with your gaze lost in the steam rising from your coffee cup, while your cell phone vibrates incessantly with notifications that seem to scream for your attention. You have been living as if time were a cruel master, an executioner whipping you with urgencies, deadlines, and demands from people who often barely know the depths of your heart. But I have called you today to tell you that time is not your master. It is your resource, and under my powerful hand, you will learn to govern it. You have spent your days reacting to what happens around you. If someone hurts you with a harsh word, you spend hours suffering. If the bills pile up, you despair. If the house is disorganized, you feel like a complete failure. You are like a small boat in the middle of a storm on the Sea of Galilee, being tossed from side to side by the waves of chance. But remember what my son did. He slept amidst the storm because he knew who owned the sea and time. I'm giving you today the authority to rise up amidst the chaos of your routine and say, be still. Taking ownership of your story isn't about doing everything alone with your own strength. It's about allowing my wisdom to guide your pen as you decide what truly matters. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 90, verse 12, teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Counting the days isn't just watching the calendar pages fall, It's giving sacred meaning to each hour I grant you. When you decide that the first moments of your dawn are mine, you are declaring war on mental confusion. When you learn to say no to the distractions that drain you and yes to what builds your soul, you are beginning to rule over the rest of 2026. You are no longer that person who got lost in the pain of what you couldn't change. You are the woman I raised up to be a beacon of clarity amidst the fog. I see your constant effort not to get lost in the noise of the world. I see when you decide, even exhausted, to silence the external voices to hear the whisper of my direction. That is spiritual governance. The remainder of this year will be defined by your ability to look to the future, not with the eyes of fear, but with the vision of one who knows that tomorrow already belongs to me. You don't need to have all the answers for the next 6 months today. You only need to have the stance of a daughter who trusts that the Father has already prepared the way. Do you feel this new strength welling up in your chest right now? It's a sign that your identity is being restored. If this word is giving you the courage to take the helm of your life under my guidance, leave your sign of agreement at this meeting. Enjoy this moment if you feel your vision is clearing right now. You share this direction with that person who lives exhausted from running without getting anywhere. Be the channel that helps them find the right path. And if you wish to continue hearing what heaven has prepared for your coming days, remain united with me through this channel. Tell me, honestly, who has been the true master of your hours lately? Write in the comments your declaration of authority, I govern. But there is still something I need to teach you about how to speak to me, because the secret of your winning strategy is hidden in your cry. And I will show you how to move the heavens now. Have you ever wondered why, so often, your prayers seem like mere words thrown to the wind? Echoes lost in the emptiness of your room on cold nights? I saw you last Tuesday around 11:30 p.m. The house was immersed in a heavy silence, broken only by the low hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen and the light rustling of a curtain against the window. You were there sitting on the edge of the bed, your face hidden in your hands and your elbows resting on your knees. I saw the slight tremor in your fingers and the stain of cold sweat on your forehead as you tried to formulate a sentence that made sense. At that moment, your soul screamed, but your voice was trapped in a knot of weariness and frustration. You felt you were just repeating the same requests for years without seeing the color of an answer. But today, I come to teach you that the prayer that defines the rest of 2026 is not a report of problems I already know. It is a war strategy that moves my hands. You have been using your time with me to tell me how big the storm is, but I want you to start using your mouth to tell the storm how big I am. Strategic prayer is that which aligns your cry with the calendar I have already established in heaven. You don't need to convince me to bless you because my desire to give you the kingdom is greater than your desire to receive it. What you need is positioning. For it is written in the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 33, verse 3. Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Notice that I didn't say, ask me. I said, call upon me. To call upon is to call upon the one who has legal authority over the situation. When you pray strategically, you stop looking at the scarcity and begin to look at my storehouse. You stop crying over what is lacking and begin to give thanks for what is already on its way. So that the remainder of this year 2026 may be your turning point, you need to learn to quote my promises back to me. Not because I've forgotten them, but because when you declare them, your faith becomes the fertile ground where I can plant the miracle. I see your struggle to keep hope alive when your bank balance is low, or when a child's silence hurts more than an open wound. I see every sigh of, help me, Lord, that you utter while driving or waiting for the bus. These short, sincere prayers are like arrows of fire rising to my throne. But now, I am inviting you to go deeper. I want to reveal secrets about your future that are only given in the intimacy of the secret place. Your victory in the coming months depends on how you pray today. If this teaching is changing the way you talk to me, leave your sign of surrender. Like this message if you feel your voice is gaining new strength now. If you know someone whose arms are weary and whose faith is faltering, share this light. Be the support that keeps a sister's hands raised. And if you want to continue being trained by my voice, remain united to this family of faith. Tell me, from the depths of your sincerity, When you pray, do you speak more of your fear or of my power? Write in the comments your new posture of faith, my cry. But pay attention. While you pray and plant, there are shadows trying to approach your garden to steal what is yours. And I will teach you how to drive them away now. Have you noticed how, right after a moment of deep peace with me, it seems the world rises up in fury to steal your clarity? I saw it when you finished that sincere prayer last Thursday, and, a few minutes later, your phone vibrated with a message full of demands or a harsh criticism from someone who should be your support. Do you feel that sudden chill in the pit of your stomach? That feeling that the air in the room suddenly became heavy, as if someone had sucked away all the hope you had just built? Those are the deliberate thieves, and they don't want your money. They want the soil where I am planting your tomorrow. I see you trying to protect your joy like someone protecting a lit candle in the middle of a gale. I saw when you decided to change, when you decided that 2026 would be different, and immediately voices from the past, or even from within your own home, arose to remind you of your mistakes or to say that you're too old for that. These are the thieves who use the faces of familiar people, old habits or social networks that devour your hours and leave your soul empty and comparative. You have allowed the dirty feet of disbelief to trample the garden that I am watering with my own spirit. For it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Understand, my daughter, that your heart is the soil. If you leave the door of your mind open to any bad news, to any gossip, or to the pessimism of those who do not know my power, the seed of your victory will be choked before it even sprouts. Guarding your heart isn't about closing yourself off from the world. It's about selecting who is allowed to sow within you. For the remainder of this year, 2026, to be a harvest, you need to learn to be the guardian of your silence. If an environment steals your peace, say it's too precious for you. If a conversation makes you doubt what I promised you, it's a poison you need to stop drinking. I see your difficulty in saying no to those who drain your energy. I see when you feel guilty for setting boundaries. But listen to what your father tells you. I cannot bear fruit in soil that is being trampled by distraction. Today I am giving you the authority to fence in your garden. Clear the weeds of procrastination, remove the stones of resentment, and drive away the birds that try to steal the words I give you in these messages. Your time is your most precious currency, and I want you to invest it in that which survives eternity. If you feel your soul needs this shield today, leave your sign of spiritual vigilance. Like this message, if you feel it's the missing warning to protect your future. If you love someone who is allowing others to steal their destiny, share this video as an act of protection. Sometimes, a warning from heaven is all a soul needs to awaken. And if you wish me to continue guarding your steps, remain here at this source of divine instruction. Tell me, with all the truth that dwells within you, who or what has had free access to plant doubts in your heart. Write your decree of protection in the comments, sacred ground. But don't look away now, because once the ground is protected, I will lead you to that version of yourself that you don't yet know, but that I already see shining. I see it when you approach that stained mirror at the end of the hallway, late at night, when the rest of the house is already silent, and only the sound of the clock or the dripping of a tap keeps you company. I see it when you run your hand over your face, feeling the texture of your skin, and your eyes linger on the marks that the worries of this year, 2026, have left there. You sigh heavily, a venting that doesn't quite become words, but that I understand perfectly. At that moment, you look at your reflection and see only tiredness. You see someone who has failed in some promises she made to herself on the first day of January. But my daughter, if you could see what I see when I look at you now, I don't just see who you are today. I see the woman you are becoming with every decision to remain standing. I see the version of yourself that has already weathered the battles of 2026 and emerged from them with a crown of wisdom that gold cannot buy. This better version you so desperately seek is not a perfect person, without scars or pain. It is the version of you that has learned to rest in my lap while the world crumbles. It is the one who, even with trembling hands, does not let go of my hand, for it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 16, Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Do you understand the depth of this? Even before tomorrow's sun rises, I have already written the encounter between your current version, tired and thirsty, and your victorious version. What defines the rest of your 2026 is your courage to look in the mirror today and instead of criticizing yourself say, I am God's project. Your tomorrow is not a frightening mystery to me. It is a construction we are building together. That woman who smiles with true peace, who is not shaken by bad news and who governs her home with love and authority, she already exists within you. She is being forged in the fire of your current struggles. Do not despise yourself for the time you think you have lost. In my kingdom, nothing is lost. Everything is transformed into fertilizer for new growth. This best version of yourself is the one who decides today, right now, that fear will not have the last word. It is the result of every yes you say to my will. Feel the warmth of my spirit renewing your strength now, as if I were washing your face with the purest and freshest water, removing all the weight of the dark circles under your eyes. If this vision of heaven about who you truly are is healing your self-image, show me that you accept my truth. Enjoy this moment if you feel your identity is being restored. If you know a woman who feels small and worthless, send this spiritual mirror to her. Be the reflection of my love in someone's life. And if you want to continue discovering who you were born to be, don't stray from this channel, where my voice will always remind you of your nobility. Tell me, deep in your heart, can you see, even from afar, the brilliance of the victorious woman I have designed? Write in the comments your acceptance. I see myself. But hold your breath. Because for this version to walk safely, I will place a seal of victory on each of your next months. And I will show you the weight of this promise now. Now, my daughter, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the air fill your lungs. This breath of life that I renew for you every second, without you needing to ask. Do you feel the weight of your body in the chair, or the touch of your feet on the ground? This ground you tread upon is not just earth or cement. It is the stage where I will imprint my seal of victory upon each of your days in 2026. You have looked at the calendar with an anxiety that robs you of sleep, counting the months as one counts the steps to an abyss. But I am here to change your count. I am placing my hand upon the months yet to come and sealing each week with a promise of protection that no evil can overcome. I see your concern about what the future holds for your family, your health and your finances. I saw when you looked at the news and felt that chill down your spine, a silent fear that the world will crumble and take you with it. But listen to what your Father tells you. You are not of this world. You are mine. And because you are mine, the remainder of this year, 2026, will not be governed by chaos but by my order. I am sending my angels to the four corners of your house now. They are sealing your doors and windows against every fiery dart of discord and sickness. The protection I give you is not an absence of struggles, but the guarantee that in the midst of them you will not be burned. For it is written in Psalm 121 verse 5, "The Lord is your keeper, the Lord is your shade at your right hand." Do you understand what it means to have the Creator of the universe as your shadow? It means that for the sun to burn you, it would have to pass through me first. For the storm to drown you, it would have to overcome me first. And I have never been defeated. The seal I place upon your 2026 is the seal of restoration. Where there was loss, I will bring double. Where there was weeping, I am preparing a laugh so loud that your neighbors will wonder, what good has happened in your life? I am organizing your paths so that in the coming months, you will find the right people, the right opportunities, and the peace that surpasses all understanding. I see your weariness, daughter. I see when your legs falter under the weight of responsibilities, but look to the horizon of this year. There is a light that begins to shine brighter from now on. It is not the sunlight. It is the reflection of my glory upon your obedience. You planted in tears, you governed your time with effort, and you guarded your heart from thieves. Now, prepare your barn. The seal of victory is not an ornament. It is a spiritual decree that says, here, the enemy cannot touch. Here, life prospers. If this promise of protection is warming your soul and banishing the fear of your tomorrow, leave your sign of gratitude. Enjoy this sacred moment if you feel my hand is upon you now. Share this security with that person who lives in panic about the future. Be the safe haven for someone's heart. And if you want to live each day of 2026 under this divine covering, remain connected to me here, where my voice will always reach you. Tell me in the silence of your faith, can you trust that I have already taken care of each day that has not yet been born? Write in the comments your seal of trust. I am protected. But do not move now, because I have saved the final revelation for this very moment, the key that will unlock everything we have discussed so far. My beloved daughter, we have reached a sacred moment in our conversation. I saw every beat of your heart as you listened to me. I saw when your mind tried to doubt, but your soul silently said, Amen. Everything we discussed today, planting, discipline, time management, and protecting your soil, wasn't to give you more tasks, but to give you freedom. The remainder of 2026 is not a burden you have to carry on your shoulders. It's a gift you will unwrap day by day, holding my hand. I know challenges will still try to surround you, and that opposing voices will still whisper that nothing will change, but now you have something they cannot take away: my strategic direction. Remember the question that kept nagging at you at the beginning of this message? That doubt about whether you would have the strength to change the course of your story. I promised I would give you a clear answer and a phrase that would be the key to your destiny. Well, look inside yourself now. Feel the warmth emanating from your chest and the clarity that has invaded your thoughts. The key to making 2026 the best year of your life isn't luck or external circumstances. It lies in the awareness of who dwells within you and in the strength I place in you every morning. The phrase I promised to whisper to your heart, the one that will be your shield in moments of weariness and your song in moments of joy, is this: I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Write this phrase right now in the comments with all the strength of your soul. May each letter be a nail hammered into the wall of your victory. When you write, I can do all things through him who strengthens me, you are signing the contract of your new time with the blood of my Son and with the authority of my throne. This is the spiritual key that unlocks the doors that were stuck and gives you the courage to continue planting even when the rain is slow to fall. Before continuing your day, look back one last time just to see how far we have come today. You are no longer the same person who clicked on this video. You are now a manager of destiny, a daughter who governs, and a sower of glory. Don't forget that I still have much to reveal to you. This is just the beginning of a journey where my voice will be your constant beacon. Whenever you feel lost, return to this channel, immerse yourself in our playlist of prophetic messages, and let me guide you back to the path of peace. I will be with you every second of 2026. In your public victories and your secret tears, I am your God. Receive now my fatherly kiss and the seal of my presence. Nothing can stop a daughter who has decided to walk with me. Tomorrow is already yours, because you are already mine.